Fiona from Lavender Blue. Welcome back to my channel. So today in this video I'm working on my vintage rose garden journal again, and I'm just preparing some of the ephemera. So what I thought I'd do is I'd come on and show you how it actually looks, the kit, once you've cut it out, and what you can actually do with some of the ephemera to make it look a bit more vintagey or grungy. This kit is kind of it is sort of shabby chic. So what I wanted to show you is that you could create a journal in a couple of styles from this kit. So it could be shabby chic, or the style that I'm going for is vintage grunge. So it's really quite versatile. So I want to show you how I'm sort of grunging things up to make it a bit more grungy and vintagey. And really it's all mostly in the ink and the distressing of the papers. So first of all, I've printed mine onto this is one of the ephemera pages. Now mine's got lines through it because my printer was playing up that day for whatever reason, but I didn't want to throw it away, so I'm going to correct this, and I've already done it on the other pieces, just using some ink. So don't throw it away if you end up with these lines through it. There are things that you can do to correct that. And I've printed it onto some, it's not actually cardstock, but it's not just ordinary printer paper either. It is 160 GSM paper, which for those of you in Australia, I got this from Spotlight. Oh, sorry, no, not Spotlight. I got it from Officeworks, and it's just 160 GSM photo quality paper. So it's got a bit of a texture on there actually. I don't think you can see it, but it has a little bit of a texture, but it does feel very smooth, and it's just a little bit thicker than normal copy paper because, it doesn't really matter with your pages. You can easily just print those on ordinary copy paper, but I didn't. And then I printed like a coffee dyed paper on the back, but mine's turned out a little bit darker than I actually really wanted it to. So some of the pages I'll leave like this because I am going for vintage grunge, but some of them I will do other things to them, so I'll show you that. So your normal pages, just print them on ordinary paper if you want to, but my ephemera, particularly the journaling cards, not so much the envelopes, but the little journaling cards, I like to print them on a thicker paper. And then, but you don't have to, you can back them with a thicker paper, or maybe a couple of layers of book pages, or coffee dyed papers, or you can use cardstock if you have it. So with some of mine I'll still do that just to make it a little bit thicker. But you can also print your ephemera on cardstock to start with if you don't want to change the back, so you can do that as well. It depends, it's your choice. With a printable kit you can use it in so many ways, and you don't necessarily have to use the elements for what they actually are. You can cut them up, you can fold them, you can use them however you like, because basically junk journaling, it's what it's all about, isn't it? It's also using your creative side and using the things how you want to use them. So hopefully when I move on with this journal, I can show you that as well, like different ways that you can use your printables. Not necessarily for what they were, originally intended. So first I'm going to show you what I've already done. So these are the smaller bits of, oh, and by the way, as I mentioned in the first video when I was doing the cover, I have printed this kit half the size. So with my printer I printed 2 to a page. So this is not, normally it would be double this size. It is a full size kit, but I've printed it smaller because I wanted to make a smaller journal. And I'll also do be cutting out and using some of Melissa's kit, which I also showed you. Oh, this is not part of her kit. This is actually a freebie in my Facebook group, and I think it's also in my Etsy shop. I can't remember, but it's one of those paper bags. It's a paper bag pocket, and I have some of those in some of my kits. But it's called Rose Garden, and I thought I really love this, and I may even do a whole kit based on this theme because I really love, I've only done a couple of papers in this this design that I've done, and I really love it just with the white background because that's so versatile. You can do what you like here, or you can leave it as it is. I like it just as it is. So anyway, I'm including that in my journal as well. So mix and match your kits as well. So this is Melissa's My Lady's Garden. She's got tags and all sorts of things here. So I'm going to be doing something with these as well. Okay, but I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm trying not to do too much in the one video, because I know that I tend to, I'm not someone who can plan. I'm a person that as I go along I decide how I want to do things, and then it just all comes together. But I'll try my hardest to make it clear, try to be more organised, so that you don't get confused. But that's just how I work. So I did cut all this out first instead of as I go along. I thought I would prepare the ephemera first, and it's not all finished, but I'm going to show you what I've done to make it more of a grungy, vintage grunge look. So this one has the lines through it too, but just take a little bit of ink. When I printed them, they were quite bright, a bright white, and you could really notice the lines through it. But I've just taken my ink, and I'm using walnut stain, and I've mostly used walnut stain and gathered twigs in this one, and I've just gone like this over the lines, and they're still faint, but you can knock them back like this, and they're barely there now. So this was a little mini postcard. Well, it would be double the size. It would be little postcard size in the full kit. And what I've done with all of them is I've just taken my scissors, and if you have a distressing tool, even better, and I have grunged up the edges like this. And it doesn't matter if they tear, because I see that, I want that look as well. I want old vintage grunge. So that's, as I said, this kit's versatile. It is shabby chic when you print it out, but I'm doing the old vintage grunge style. So I just did that, and then I inked around with a fairly dark ink, and walnut stain is fairly dark. and you could use vintage photo, gathered twigs as well, or any brown, dark brown ink. You don't have to use the Tim Holtz Distress inks. So that's how I got the sort of grunge, and you might want to go into the corners and make them just a little bit darker, because they would naturally get grungy as well. Okay, so that's all I've done. And you know, I could use this just in a collage page and glue it down. I don't have to use it as a journal card. But if I want to use this as a journal card, I feel that this is just a little bit flimsy, but it's okay. But and also it's dark on the back. I don't think it shows up so dark in the video, but this is actually quite dark, so of course you can still write on it. But I think what I want to do is anything that I want to use as a journaling spot, I'm going to glue it down to some coffee stained paper. So I probably should have done that before I grunged the edges, but I just want to show you what I have done. So for a journaling spot, I'm going to put my coffee or tea dyed paper on the back, and then just do a little bit of stitching around the edges. And I think, you know, that just makes it a lot more sturdy, but totally up to you. Okay, so the other thing I've done is I've done the tags. I haven't actually grunged them up quite so much. So there's 6 little tags in this kit. Well, they're actually double the size, as I said. And I've just cut them out, and instead of putting something through these holes, I got my glue gun and I glued down those little bows that we made the other day. We made some, mass made some little bows using the fork method. And if you haven't seen that video, I'll link that either up in the corner here or down below in the description box, how we made these little bows. So I got my glue gun and I glued them on, and I did the same thing with the edges. I got my scissors and I've grunged up those edges. They're actually not very dark. I could darken them up a little bit more. So grunge, grunge, grunge. And then I've put a little bit of dark lace. It's a fairly dark lace at the bottom, but you can still see through it. And that's all I've done with these little tags. And now these bows here with the roses, I purchased these, and now when I bought them, they are just white. They are bright, stark white. So what I've done is just gone over with them with ink. And with this lace, the what's it called, the silky lace, I'm not sure what it's called, but it's very, very easy to grunge up with ink. If you have any of that lace and you want to be a bit more grungy, just put your ink on it like that. So it's no longer white, it's more of a darker, you know, a nice grungy look. So that's another. And of course you can cover the back of your tags as well, which I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I might be doing some stuff with gesso, so I might just paint with a bit of gesso over the back of these, and because gesso is a primer and it will lighten it up, and also you can write on it. So that's the tags, because it's good to show you what these things look like once you've cut them out, because you know, in the listing on Etsy you get to see what they look like sort of on the paper, but you don't get to see what they might look like after you've cut them out. Now this one, I also turned up the corner and grunged that up to make it look old, but did the scissors and the ink. So that's like a little postcard. It's got a tear in it there. Now the tears you can also put a bit of tape. So you can grunge up your tape with ink, your sticky tape, and then you can stick that over there, you know, to make it look like it's old and it's been repaired. I haven't done that, but maybe I will go and do that and come back, because some of them I'll sew and then I'll come back and show you as well. But that could also be stuck down as a collage element, or it could be used as a journaling card or a little pocket. Same with all these little ones, same thing. I've even torn the corner of this one, and I haven't decided, you know, how I'm going to use them yet, but that's how I've grunged them all up. And then you have a little tiny envelope, a little coin envelope, which obviously would be a bit bigger in the main kit. I think I'm just going to put that together and leave it as is. You know, I may add a little bit of lace, or you also have these smaller elements. You have some butterflies, you have some little tickets, and I've only inked these ones up. And then you have some little faux postage stamps, and they're really cute. I really love the little bird on there. So I could, you know, glue that on there, or I could get one of the circles, which I think would look nice. There's a dragonfly here, which would look really lovely on the front of that envelope. There's a beautiful butterfly. I think there's 4 butterflies, but that I wouldn't put that on there, because I mean, obviously the black background's clashing, so you can't really see it. I would put a bit of cheesecloth or something behind this so that it stands out if I was going to use it. So I think the circles are good though. So something like that. You've got tickets, and then we've got another larger envelope, which goes together like this. And I think you can still see the lines through that one. Let's try a bit more ink. You know, depending on how grungy you want it to be, you can really go to town for a vintage grunge look with the ink. So see that? See how much darker it is? And I'm taking away those lines that were through it. That's a little envelope, which I think one of the cards, it might be this one, made to fit inside there. So the little postcard looking one fits inside there. So there's that. There's a couple more cards, which I've done the edges again with my scissors and inked. You've got another cute little envelope here, or you can use it as a fold down, flip down. Same thing with that one. Another little postcard image. I really love that image, that rose. I think I used that in my French kit as well. A little envelope with a postcard on the front, and that's not really inked up enough either. Yeah, that's that little envelope. This is one of the pockets, the corner pockets, and I've just grunged up this edge slightly. Needs a bit more ink. So it sits on your page like that. As I said, you could use this any way you want. You could also put it at the top corner of a page like this, and it'd be a top tuck. Now this is from a different kit. I have these labels, frames. They're a separate kit. I'll find it and link it below. And I've stuck a sticker on it. And these already have like a dark sort of a grungy background. But I've also distressed the edges you can see it's torn here. This is just because this is the look I'm going for in this journal. But as I said, you could also use it shabby chic, and there's a few people that have used this kit and made it shabby chic style on my design team. If I can find their videos, I'll link them below. And I've stuck on a sticker. I got this little packet of stickers from, it was probably Red Dot, somewhere like that, and they're all little insects and butterflies. So I stuck a little bee on there and inked around it. So I've got another journaling card. Now, the other thing I'm going to include is something that I did on video. Where are they? There's some envelopes. Oh my goodness, I can't find them. Oh, they're probably in here. Remember I made the video where I showed you how to create this vintage grunge paper, which is almost like a leather look. If you didn't see that video, I'll link it below. But this was using just a paper lunch bag. That's the lunch bag there. I didn't do the back because I'm going to glue this down somewhere. That's the vintage grunge on the front, but I also did some envelopes. And I was just trying to find those. I did see them a minute ago. Hang on. I know they can't be far away. Sorry guys, I've got myself all, as usual, put them somewhere and can't find them. But they're really, I can't understand that, but I'll find them when I come, and you know, when I come back, I'll show you. But I grunged up some envelopes. I put some beautiful, like old photos on the front, like this. And so that was how I got this. This is basically vintage grunge. So just showing you this style. Okay, so actually what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go away. I'm going to cut out some more ephemera, and I'm going to decorate them up, like with some of them sewing. You get these window envelopes, so I'm going to put a little bit of acetate in the windows. I might come on and show you that in case you haven't done that before. But I'll go away, I'll organise some more ephemera and put in some of Melissa's kit as well. And then I'll give you more ideas on how you can decorate your ephemeras. Okay, so I'll just go away and do that, and I'll be right back. Hi everyone, so I'm back, and now what I've decided is that I'm going to split this into two videos. So in the next video I'll show you how I've prepared some of the ephemera, and that's because I actually remembered something else that I wanted to show you. But also I'm trying to keep my videos down to about half an hour, or half an hour to 45 minutes maybe, because I know that, you know, some of you don't have a lot of time to sit and watch a video for a whole hour. I know that sometimes when they drag out, I sit there and I fast forward, which is fine. You can do that too, but you might miss something. And the other reason is that if I keep them to half an hour, they don't take so long for me to edit and to upload, and then I'm able to make more videos. So yeah, that's really the reason. I think it's just a little bit easier for me and you. I mean, what do you think? Do you prefer the really long videos, or would you rather like a half an hour video? Um, I think half an hour, if I can keep it to that. I mean, it depends what I'm doing. Some things take longer than others. But yeah, what I'm going to do is come back and show you the ephemera on the next video, and you know, give you some more ideas, and then start on the pages so I can show you page ideas for your journal as well, and I'll sew them into the signature. Remember, this is the soft spine journal that I did a couple of videos ago. I showed you how to do this soft spine. So yeah, in the next video we'll finish off ephemera, get the pages prepared, and then I'll sew the signatures in. And then in the following video we will finish decorating the cover. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. But first of all, I have something else I want to show you, because I remember saying that I was ordering some more things from Temu. I had already ordered, did a Temu haul video, which I'll also try and link above here or in the description box if you haven't seen it. I showed you the craft supplies that I'd bought, and then I said I was ordering a new paper trimmer and scoreboard, so I was going to show you that. And I also ordered this. So this came from Temu. You've got your little pads here, and I ordered a bag of extra. These are the dome pads. So this comes with a little pad. Where did I put it? But the one that it comes with is fine. It still works, but it's flat. It doesn't have the dome shape on your. So I ordered these because I think they're a lot more useful. So I'm going to try and keep one colour for each pad, inking pad. We'll see how I go, but obviously the brown I'm not too worried about, because you can sort of mix and match the browns. But when you have a colour like this, say yellow, and that's yellow because my grandson was using it the other day, but my pinks or my greens, I'm going to keep to, you know, the same pad so that I don't mix up my inks. But this is really good quality. This is, I mean, my old one was Tim Holtz. Where have I put it? Sorry guys, you're always, you know, having to watch me trying to find things. It's like, but here it is, right? This is my old Ranger Tim Holtz one that I was using, or I was using makeup pads. Now, but I've had this for about 10 years, so they do last a long time. But this pad is not even an original. I made this myself out of an old sponge and glued the Velcro onto the back. So I mean, if I want to do larger projects, I think this one is still good. I just need some more pads for it, but most people now are using the round one, and I actually like it better. But this is good quality too, and I think this will last me a long time as well. So, you know, if you don't have the money, you don't have to buy Ranger products, although they are extremely good quality. As I said, I've had this one probably for about 10 years. So I just got this one, and we'll see how long that lasts. And now, so my paper trimmer, which actually I haven't even used this yet. I haven't tried it out, so I will try it out for you. It's actually quite big, so let me just fold it up, because it folds up. Oops, I just pulled out the little thing. Yeah, when you get it, it's folded like this, so it's It is 12 by 12, I think. Yeah, it's 12 by 12. So you fold it up and you've got your 6 inches across here. You've got your trimmer. Sorry, my camera's, I can't really zoom out with this. So this is the trimmer. And up the top you've got inches, and down the bottom you've got centimetres, which is really handy for trimming or scoring. So this bit here is the scoreboard bit. Can't see it very clearly, can you? This is the scoreboard where you can score your, and I'll open it out. So it opens out to 12 by 12. So all you do is open it up, like this, and on the back, I'll turn it over, you've got these little clips. So if you want to keep it open, you just push those in and it'll stay open. And there's one on the bottom as well. Let's see if we can get that in frame. There we go. So now it's completely open, and I think I'm going to keep mine like this because, you know, no matter what size my paper, I can just use it like this. But I'm going to give you a demo. Oh, it also has a, you know, your little scoring tool down here, and a little spot down the bottom here. That's your little scoring tool. Or, you know, you can use your bone folder that you've got. So while we're here, I'm going to see how it cuts. I'm going to just quickly fold it up because I can't get the whole thing on the camera. Now it doesn't want to come undone. Okay, so let's leave it big, and I'll just move it across. Sorry, but I haven't actually worked out how to zoom with this camera. It's like a new setup and new software that I'm using, and I'm actually not sure how to zoom out. Let me just see for a minute. I'll just see on my computer if there's no. No, I'm sorry. I'll have a look at that later. But I'll just put like maybe half of the trimmer here so you can see that I'm going to trim something. So I've got this page here from Melissa's kit. It's on 160 GSM. So I'm just going to cut this in half, cut this white bit out basically, just to give it a go. Oh, and it folds up this way. Whereas with most trimmers I've found you fold it out that way. But anyway, that doesn't matter. Just fold it up, put your paper under. And so I want to cut this here. So yeah, I just put it on the line. You have got the cutting line to guide you at the top here. There. So I just put it where I want to cut it, put it down, and you need to push down and then cut. And that actually cuts really well. Yep, so I've cut the edge, there's no tearing. So the blade must be good. So it cuts nicely. So let's see if it'll cut this little tiny white bit off. Because I know sometimes with the smaller bits they can catch. But what I do if it catches, and it did not even catch, look at that. That's good. So it's a sharp blade. But what I do if it catches is instead of starting on the very edge, because that's where it might rip, is to start down from the edge. So then I would go down and I would go back up again to cut it. That's when your blade gets a little bit a blunt. Sometimes that happens. So that seems to cut really well, which is great. So that is the paper trimmer that I bought, which is the paper trimmer and scoreboard in one. And you can get smaller ones, but this was the large 12 by 12. Just in case you wanted to see that. What else did I get? I got one other thing. The reason why I got this is a circle cutter. I got it because I lost my 1-inch circle punch, and all I've got is a 3/4 of an inch circle punch. And I actually wanted to buy more punches, and I had a punch set of 3 different circle sizes, but they had sold out when I went to buy them, so I ordered this. But since then they have got the 3 punches back, and they are actually on the way. They've been shipped, but I haven't received them yet. But when I get the 3 hole punches, I'll show you. But this one I will still use for larger circles. As you turn it over, you've got a little blade on the back here, and then you've got an extra blade in here, in this little compartment. They give you an extra blade and a little cover there for your blade, and it's also to remove the old blade and put the new blade back in. And because the circles you can cut on this one are really large, so it starts at 4 inches and it goes all the way up to 12 inches, so you can cut a really huge circle with this one. And I've got a few things in mind that we can make from large circles. So what you do with it though is you just put it down on your paper, and I won't do it now, but you put it down and then you turn this. You turn this bit stays in the center, and you turn this bit and it cuts out your circle to the size that you want. So I thought that would be handy with some, to use with some cardstock, and we can make little pockets and things out of those circles. So I'll come back in another video and show you that one. Now I don't think I got anything else sort of crafty in my last order, but I got this ring, and this little ring, I don't know if you can see, but it says on here, I am enough, and I just really loved it. In my last order I got some rings as well. They were like turquoise coloured ones. You might have seen me wearing them, because just for video's sake, it's nice to have a nice little ring, and they're so cheap, like like $1 something or $2. So yeah, it's just sometimes nice to be wearing a different ring each video. And the other idea I have in mind is when someone buys a journal from me, a completed journal, they will also get a ring. It'll either be a little ring, or it'll be maybe a little pair of earrings that I've made, something like that. So yeah, anyway, when I go flip throughs of my journals, I'll be showing you what you get with that journal. So that's another reason I like to buy the little rings and things. Okay, so I think this video now is around about half an hour, so I'm going to leave it there. Next time, which should be tomorrow, I'll come back and show you the finished ephemera and more ideas on decorating it, and then we will start on the pages. Okay, so thanks very much for watching, guys. Thanks for joining me today, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.